Hey you, yeah you who clicked on this video. Thanks for giving our channel a shot. And if you will, please do us the honor of watching the video all the way through. Appreciate it. Now onto the video.
Hello fellow 8-bit heroes. Today we are going to talk about an IGN article that kind of just really stuck out to me. I normally don't read IGN, nor do I cover what they have to say, because frankly a lot of their takes, especially since people like Colin Moriarty have left that particular outlet, have been trash. And this is just another example, but the difference between this particular example and the myriad of others is that this one really goes out of its way to be completely ignorant of history and the past and just everything that has to do with the games industry in general, which is really indicative of games journalism as a whole. So what are we talking about? Well, we are talking about IGN editor Matt Purslow and his article about why Resident Evil 5 cannot be remade. So let's get into it. So editor Matt Purslow is basically making the argument that there are several reasons why Resident Evil 5 should not be remade. So let's go over those currently. So number one was that Resident Evil 5 should be rewritten rather than be remade. But later on in the article, he pretty much just says scrap Resident Evil 5 altogether because the necessary rewrites would be such that the game would not even resemble Resident Evil 5 in any real way, shape, form, or fashion. So the best way is to just move on. He also suggests that because Resident Evil 5 takes a more action-heavy approach, that fans just wouldn't enjoy it, especially considering the success of the other Resident Evil remakes, really going back to their survival horror roots. He complains about the design in particular, saying that the gameplay is basically these corridors and very linear design choices that just make the game unenjoyable. And he claims, now this is the biggest thing, this is really where he wanted to go with it originally, you can tell, but he wanted to seem somewhat impartial and unbiased, where he claims that the biggest reason that this game should just kind of be skipped over is because it's blatantly racist. Now, I actually enjoy Resident Evil 5. It was actually the first Resident Evil game that I introduced my wife to when she first started gaming. It's her favorite Resident Evil game, and there are multiple reasons for this. So let's get into this, and maybe we can provide a different perspective on this. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm black. I know, big shocker, huge revelation. But first of all, I actually enjoyed Resident Evil 5. And I enjoy it for multiple reasons. Number one, the multiplayer aspect. I love this. Not just the co-op multiplayer, which me and my wife had a great time playing, but we also enjoyed the online multiplayer. Now, that being said, I can understand why a survival horror fan might not enjoy this. Here's the other thing. There's nothing really racist about this. Number one, because you have two protagonists, Chris Redfield, who is a veteran of Resident Evil and the Resident Evil franchise, but you're also introduced to Sheva Alomar. Sheva Alomar is literally the game's and the franchise's first playable black character. Literally. Number two, if you have a game set in Africa where a zombie outbreak has taken place, what would be more racist, do you think? Having African zombies or making all of the zombies white? I wonder. I'll let you guys think about that one. And here's the biggest thing. Not only is this not racist, but they introduce you to two playable black characters, and that being not only Sheva Alomar, but Josh Stone, who's playable in the Mercenaries mode, which is the multiplayer mode for Resident Evil 5. Now, that's just my reasoning for enjoying the game, and really, I would really love to see a Resident Evil 5 remake. Here's the other thing that this person really didn't think about, There was a reason why Capcom decided to go into a different direction at this time in the franchise. It's because they were experiencing diminishing returns, even with the ever popular Resident Evil 4, which actually is a huge departure from the original formula of the first 3 Resident Evil games, in the fact that it doesn't have the tank controls. It has the over-the-shoulder gameplay mechanic, or actually field of view. You're escorting a second player, or not a second player, but a second protagonist in the form of Ashley. And so they basically tried to experiment with the formula to see, you know, how fans would react. Now, yes, there were a lot of hardcore Resident Evil fans that had a problem with this. But here's a little secret. Resident Evil 5 is, to this day, the highest selling Resident Evil game in the franchise. Resident Evil 5 has sold a combined 15 million copies. I'll repeat that for the people in the back. 15 million copies. It is the most popular, and that's crazy when you consider the fact that Resident Evil 5 was only really released on PlayStation and Steam, whereas the newer Resident Evil games, which are the second and third highest selling Resident Evil games respectively, that being Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, were on multiple platforms. And yet Resident Evil 5 is still, to this day, the highest selling Resident Evil game. So Capcom would be stupid not to remake that. The numbers are there. And remember, Resident Evil 5 didn't just release once, it re-released in the Gold Edition and still sold millions of copies. So regardless of what this idiot is saying, Perslow, which, I mean, that's definitely a fitting name because he is definitely slow. Capcom not remaking Resident Evil 5 would be dumb. Just from a dollars and cents standpoint, it makes money, and that's the only thing that should matter to a gaming company, is pleasing the fans and making money so that they can make more games. And there are more fans of this Resident Evil game than there are of any other Resident Evil game. So with that being said, that is the game that should be remade. And the fact that you want to lean on race, talking about a post Black Lives Matter world being your reasoning for not doing this, is racist in of itself. Because again, this is the same stupid slow ass argument about basically saying that black people can't be the protagonist or the antagonist in a story. Black people must only be shown in a positive light. When I didn't hear any of this complaining when like games like, I don't know, 50 Cent's, what is that stupid ass game? 50 Cent, like Blood and Sand or something. He's killing black people in that game, but it's okay as long as we're doing some ignorant ass rap shit, right? But the moment that we have a female black protagonist alongside a white male protagonist actually trying to save the world and save these people from a zombie outbreak, oh no, that's racist because you're killing black people in a game where you're playing as a white person. See, this is the dumb shit that we have to deal with. Black gamers can't just enjoy games. No. We can't just enjoy games. No, we have to be catered to in a way that makes white people, or in particular, not even white people, white games journalists feel comfortable. Because in this article, he specifically states and cites multiple white editors from IGN who felt uncomfortable playing this game. I don't care how you feel about this game. If you don't like it, that's your business. But numbers don't lie, and people that love Resident Evil and that love Capcom and that love games love this game. So what do you guys think? Do you think that a Resident Evil 5 remake would be racist in of itself, or would you like to see a Resident Evil 5 remake with everybody and all the characters that are in the original game remade for modern consoles and for PC? Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace.
If you'd like to get a shout out on the channel, then hit that like button, maybe share it with a couple of friends, and do us the biggest honor of all, and subscribe to the channel so you can join the 8-Bit Heroes family. And while you're at it, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when our new videos come out.